Good afternoon, Ben. I'm going to do your journey today. Just going to see what Spirit has to say and heal anything that needs to be healed. A lot of times it's best just to allow Spirit to guide me to exactly where I need to go. The things that you need to hear the most, the guidance that you need, the healing that you need. So I'm just going to allow Spirit to guide me. Before we do the journey, you should breathe in your nose and out your mouth. It's important to relax. Allow your mind, allow your body to sink backwards. Allow your muscles to relax. Clear your mind of any hardships from the day. As I do that, the visions start to form. You're looking down at your watch. I'm not saying you have a watch, but the idea, the symbolism is that you're looking at a watch. You seem to be anxious. You're tapping your hand, your wrist, tapping it over and over again. Looking at the watch, looking ahead, looking at the watch, looking ahead. It's like, it's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost time. And you jump up and you walk through the door, and there's a cliff in front of you. It opens the door to total darkness. You slam the door. Not time. Not time. Not time. Not time. Not time yet at all. So you sit back down. And you look at your watch. You're looking down at your watch and you're tapping it again and thinking, it's almost time. It's almost time. It's gotta be time. It's gotta be time. You open your door, and it's like the most beautiful, beautiful scene in the world. It's like, wow, this is so pretty. You stop for a second, and your hand starts to shake. And you're gonna walk forward, and you walk into the scene. Your hands are still shaking. You can't believe that this is real. Oh, wow, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. You're touching the grass, you're on your hands and knees, you're looking up at the blue sky. It's a beautiful field with flowers. There's trees around. There's butterflies. It is a really peaceful scene. Oh, is it really time? You jump up and start running and laughing, and smack right into the wall visible barrier, and your flat in your back. You're lying down at the ground, and you start to fall and everything turns black. You're falling down, 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 and smack on a rock. It breaks your back, and you just lie there broken. And your spirit comes up out of your body, and you just look back at the broken bones. I guess it wasn't time. And you walk away down, really sad, walking away. Your head's down. I say, where are you going? You don't pay attention to me, so I go in front of you. I put my hand out and you walk right through me. And you just keep walking, oblivious to everything. And you're saying, it wasn't time. I thought it was time. I thought it was my time. And you just fade away. And your body that was on the rock blows away in the dust. Turns to dust and blows away. This time it's different. You're sitting down, you're not looking at your watch anymore. You're just looking at a wall. You're looking at a blank wall in the corner. You're just staring at the crack or the line where the two walls meet. And you try to pull it apart in your mind to see what's on the other side. And you don't do anything except stay there for long, extended periods of time. And you say to yourself, I thought it was my time. I guess it wasn't my time. And I say, what is it that you're waiting for? I said, what is it that you're waiting for? You shake your head for a second. It's like you're still not hearing me, but you did hear something. You heard a whisper in your ear. And I say, what are you waiting for? And it gets louder in your mind. And you look back and you see me. You jump up into the air. Take 2 steps back. Where did you come from? You say. I said, I've been here all along. But you're having a really hard time seeing anything except this scene that you play over again. The scene changes, but the energy never changes. It's always the same. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and stare at a wall and try to crack it open with your mind? It's easy to do that, I say. And I take my hands and I part the wall. And there's light coming through it. Is that where you want to go? And you say, yes, that's where I want to go. How did you do that? And I said, I just believed that I could. So I open the wall up even more, and I take your hand and we walk into the light on the other side. We walk through and we enter into the light, and we're back at that scene again. You seem not as excited this time. Don't you believe that this is for you? Don't you believe that this is possible? I do not know if I could ever reach this place. The happiness I feel here, the joy, the freedom. The freedom. I long for such a place. I said, this is within you already. This place exists. And the only way you can reach it is to open your heart. But you can't get there instantaneously. So let's go for a walk, I say. We walk to the area where last time you hit the barrier. And I said, do you believe there's a barrier there? And I said, I didn't see the barrier last time. I thought it was just open field. with trees and flowers and butterflies that did not see anything. Let's go to the barrier. So we reach the barrier, and it is a barrier indeed. So do you think this is all an illusion? I don't know anymore, you say. Sometimes I feel like just giving up. Like, no matter what I do, I always get the same result. I just feel like giving up sometimes. And then there are the times I get excited about something, and I start just getting so involved with it, and then I hit a wall. And it seems like it was the wrong thing to do. So then I just give up again. It's easier if I just give up. There's less pain. It is hard to accept things that are right in front of you, or believe that they're right in front of you when you go to walk through the doors that get slammed in your face. I said, I know what you mean, Ben. But what do you do about it? Do you just give up, or do you just keep walking forward, or find another way of doing it? I want to show you something. This barrier is see-through. I can pass my hand through it, or I can tap it like it's made out of solid, like a glass material. I also can shatter the glass if you wish as well. I stick my hand to the glass. I touch it. I look, and I show you that I can either just walk through it, or I can shatter it if you wish. But what do you want to do with it? I want you to put your hand against this barrier and decide what to do next. Come here, stand beside me, and I want to show you. You touch the barrier, and I touch it, and I send a pulse through it. Do you feel that? I said yes. Now all you need to is put the intention that the barrier is no longer there. If you believe the barrier is there, it exists. If it does not, if you do not believe, it will disappear. It will shatter, it will not be there anymore. But the question that you have to ask yourself as well as what is on the other side. Is it what you think, or is it the things that the barrier is there in the first place? Do you want to take the barrier away? And you stand to shaken and you say, I don't know if I can handle what is on the other side. I don't know if I can handle what is on the other side. I take my hand and I place it on the barrier with you. And I send a pulse that cracks it. And I send another pulse that shatters it to a million pieces. And we're in an area now that is all black. Why do you insist on having it so it is black? You know there is something here. And you're hiding it. You're hiding it with the barrier. And now you're hiding it with this darkness. I hit the ground with my fists, and all the darkness shatters and twists and kind of forms into an orb. And I grab the orb and I drop it into the portal that I create. I shut the portal and I lock it. Now we are starting to understand what it is that is blocking this future from you. What you see, starting to see is the truth of the energy that is here. I'm walking down the path. It is very hot here. It is like almost like walking on lava, but it's more like a red stone that gives off lots of heat. I don't really want to go any further. It is up to you, Ben. You can stay here and I can go through this alone, or you could follow me if you wish. I always encourage you face exactly what it is that you need to face, because this is within you and you must face whatever it is that is here. However, if you do not want to come, you can wait in this spot and you could walk through the journey with me from a distance. You just think, you sit down and say, I can't go any further. I said, I go down on one knee and say, you can, if you believe you can. I take an orb from my chest and I place it in your hand. I say, this will give you the strength to stand, but you have to be the one to step forth on the path that is in front of you. I can only assist you, but I cannot force you. You have to take the steps yourself. So you're going to sit on the ground and worry what is there? Are you going to step up and walk forward into the unknown, or into the memories of this place? There's a loud scream that echoes through this area, and a building is now in front of us. There's like a wall and a broken door. It's like a stone structure, kind of like medieval style. You stand up, your hand is still shaking. The orb goes in your arm and into your heart, and you start to glow a little bit brighter. And you take a step forward, and the ground itself shakes. You take another step, and lightning hits the doorway and smashes it. And I say, come on, Ben, you can do this. And you walk with me. We walk side by side through the doorway. There are things on either side of us. There are creatures that are hiding in the darkness, in the shadows. But this is not important. It is a distraction of what is ahead. I say focus on what is ahead and not what is trying to distract you. If you continue to follow what is distracting you, you will never be able to move forward. They are just illusions. I wave my hand and I say, see, we're still in the forest with the beautiful flowers. But this illusion that is here is preventing you from seeing the truth. So we continue to walk down this path, even though we are in the most beautiful place that you could ever imagine. But now, there is something that we must see. There is a building. We walk towards the building. It's a wooden structure with antique windows, oval in shape. It was one time quite beautiful. We walk up to the door. The door is broken. I touch the door and it falls to dust. We walk through the doorway and I notice there is blood on the floor. I walk through into the hallway, into the main entryway of the house, and there's blood pouring down the steps out. The rest of the house is total darkness. All I see is the blood flowing down the stairs. Then you walk with me, but then your hand starts to shake again, and you say, "What is that?" I said, "Do not be afraid of things like this. It is a reflection of energy and nothing more. It is energy. Come. It does not matter what we see, what we see is what we must face. What you must face." We walk up the staircase, and the blood is now up to our knees. It is a little hard to walk in this. And it's like when we got to this top of the stairs and we're walking, we're up to our waist. And we get closer to the door at the end of the hallway where all the blood is coming from. And the blood is almost to the top of the door. Are you able to walk through the doorway even though you will have to go under the blood? Are you able to do that, I say? Just give me your hand, Ben, and follow me. And I walk. I go down underneath the blood. I open the doorway into the room. How do I describe this? You go on the hands and knees and start to cry when you see what is in the room. But I do notice that there's flowers around you. It is protecting you from this place. I see there's actual spikes all over the floor. There's a lot going on here. There are spikes all over the floor, and they're covered with blood. The floor itself is covered in blood. There's like in the back of halfway in the middle of the room, there was a wall of blood coming down from above, from the attic, I believe. I said, "Come, you must go upwards." You just look at me. I said, "Ben, come. It is okay, I'm with you. You come with me up through the attic floor. When we come through the floor, there is a man standing. He has a knife, very more like a, almost like a, well, it is scalpel type tool. It's a bit bigger than most scalpels. He's got a horrible grin. His grin is pulled back, kind of like the Joker's grin. His eyes are also pulled back, like you take his eyes and pull them back really tight. So his facial eyes are stretched. It's almost like he had a really bad plastic surgery, but it's even much more exaggerated than that. You just like take in your hands and the corner of your eyes and pull your skin back and right back to your hairline, and then even more so. He has a scalpel, and there's a lot of movement. He's got his hands inside a box. There's a lot of commotion there. You can see the movement, the feet kicking up. And he's got that grin, and he goes in, and there's a gut-wrenching scream. And then the feet stop. He takes the actual, it's more like a shape of a coffin, and he empties out, and blood pours out onto the floor. A body of a naked woman falls out. I should say naked girl, about 10 years old, falls out of the box. She is cut from pretty well half her body is cut open. Organs were removed. And he puts his foot down, and the floor opens up, and everything just falls downward. And there's a little bit of a kind of like a grinding sound, and the door flips back up, or the door that opened up below him flips back up and closes. He greedily tips the coffin back over, and he looks up. His hands is rubbing his hands together, and he says, "Next, next, 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 next." He looks at you and just smiles, Ben. "Next," he says. And then you're in the coffin with him. I go over and I put my hand on the man, and I push him back against the wall. I said, "Ben, get out of the coffin." I say it twice. You seem to wake up. You shake your head, and you get out of the coffin. And I said, "What and who are you?" "Next," he says, rubbing his hands greedily together. I said, "Ben, what do you want me to do with this creature?" "Next," he says, "next, next." He rubs his hands together even faster. I touch his heart. I'm sitting on a bench. It's a man-made bench. More like a bunch of trees put together to create a place to sit and a beautiful view. It is this man sitting on a bench. He is at peace here. There is no chaos. There is no need to torture or maim. So what has created this? Why am I being shown this? The man sits there for long periods of time. He stands up after the sun sets. He goes down into the city. He looks around the city at night. He sees, he watches. He goes home. He sleeps by himself. And he dreams about everything he wants to do to the people in this village. It is a very evil man. But he's strangely at peace now. But each time he studies, and he studies, and he studies, and he studies. He studies the people, everything they do, their movements. I have no idea what is about to happen. As one by one, he takes each person one at a time back to his house. He studies them for 1 year, and one by one they start to disappear. Next, he says, next. He does this to every single person in the village is dead before they realized what was happening. It was only a small place. He strategically picked the right people at the right time and murdered every last one of them. I say I go back further when he was a child. I go back way, way back. Way back. This being is very old. He has done things like this for a very long time. I go back just before Tikkun Torah. I say to him, and he goes, I know. I said, there is one thing that can bring me back. He places an amulet in my hand. And this is a really long time ago. When angels decided to come to earth and the chaos has begun. He spent ridiculous amount of times and got so lost that he would never find his way back unless we travel back to this moment and allow him to give me that one item that will set him free. Untaihise. I am sorry for what you were about to do. Ontai kamanai. But I understand why. Antapoti. Most will not know. He walks down the spiral and disappears. I'm now holding him against the wall. I take the amulet from my heart and I place it around his neck. Nahi soka forni asakana sora iyamakonai. I drop him to the ground. He grabs the amulet in his hand. It glows extremely bright. Osatai nai. Remember who you are. Horntai kantai. Asanahure. Naka nasaya. Remember and never forget what you were, will be once again. I break an orb and I slam it into the center of his heart, right where his amulet is. The amulet goes brighter and brighter and brighter. It turns him inside out. And a being of light pulls one hand straight up into the air, and then another, and pulls out, and pulls everything. It's extremely difficult to explain because it's like literally being turned inside out, and it's a being coming out of it, of this twisted form. He comes out and he holds a ball of darkness. Antai. He gives it to me. And I say to you, Ben, what shall I do with this? Because you, part of your heart is in this as well. Everything is connected. If I throw this away, you will lose a part of yourself forever. So I shall, with you, transform this back into light. With the help of all us three of us, we will be able to do this. Noho Santai. Do you not agree? You stand up and your hands are still shaking. Yes. And then finally your hand stops. And you said, I will help you with this. We stand in a triangle and put the orb in the center. No ki samanahi. I allow light to shine through all of us, connecting us together. No kusantai. Forming a triangle that connects us all. Osantai. Nasa manoho. Nasa kisa. No so ki namonai. A point of light appears above the orb. Hornai nakasatai. I ask the gates of heaven to open and shine light down upon this orb, no soti, upon all of us. Nakanori. Another pinpoint of light appears below. I ask Mother Earth to shine the light on the orb from below. We will shine light from the directions that we are standing in, from where we are. All of us shall join together to transform this ancient being back into the light. What is left is as important as what stands beside me now. Okinaha is all knowledge, wisdom is valuable. Noki naha satai, Hanokiko, Antasai, and is worth saving. When we save the knowledge like this, and we transform it back into balance, no saintai, we make large leaps forward. Antai, we shall welcome you back into heaven once more. Hosanaya, Horaya, Horanaya, Manasaitore, Antayo, Anaya, Horsoran, Hialarai, Orayantai, Antaya, Nala, Nosintai, Orasai, Nasanakano, Hiasarante, Alasarore, Antai, Anayasoran, Hore, Antaya, Antorane, Asa Noriko, Anaya, Antaya Sora, Intayo, Antaya, Intayore, Antakatai, Ea no sore, Antaya manakatayo, Ea nada losamane, Ea sanakora, Ea nasarataya, Oriana satakane, Satakana, Soteki, Nasarana, Ianasa Korore, Nasakano Nasakaye Ora Nasanata Hoi Nasakana Osomanae Toko Sotana Ianasatae Akanohosa Tiurasae Anasanaki Nosotorai Nasakanahi Ore Ranai Hotaea Tasantora Tanaki Tosotanai Hakinamana Tosantai Antoraka. The transformation is complete. Antahise. He asked forgiveness. Nanahi. Forgive me, Ben, for all I have done. And forgive yourself for all that you have done. We are now separated. Antogora. Go in peace, my friend. All will be understood. No soki. Someday. Anokanahi. It is hard to understand. Hodnahi. The will of heaven, of God, of the Creator. Nasanantore. But someday you will understand completely. And I will be here when you do. Antai. A light opens up in heaven, and I did not see that the sky is filled with angels. There is the staircase that leads up to heaven. The two parts of the angel come together and they walk up to heaven. And they glow brighter and brighter as they go upwards. And there is a cheer and music playing as they walk up the staircase. Anai Araya Oranai Antokore. The light hits the area and it pulls everything up, and there is an explosion of light, and we're sitting now the place where the barrier was, and now there is nothing but the pathway that leads ahead. Orinai Taranto. DNA Aria. The way forward is blessed. The way forward is understood. Your hands stop shaking, and you hold my hand, and we walk forward. And then I let go of your hand, and I say, Ben, it is time for you to walk in the direction that you're meant to walk in. If you ever wish my help again, I would gladly give it to you. But you are quite capable of walking this path. But there will be times where you need help, and that is perfectly fine. But believe in who you are. You are much older than you realize. I'm going to show you something that will help you along the way. I pull an orb of, it's kind of like, I want to see who you really are. I want to show you who you really are. And I pull the orb out and I place it on the ground. And I say, if you wish to reveal yourself, you pick up the orb and hold it above your head. And say, I want to reveal myself to you. Or I can just do it myself, but I do not want to. I want you to freely state that you're okay to reveal yourself, not just to me, to the world. And not be afraid of that. Not be afraid what others would think of you. You pick the orb up and you place it above your head, and you state that I am ready to reveal myself to you and to the world. And nothing happens. And I say, what did you expect to happen? That you would burst into this most brilliant being you've ever seen? Or would you just be yourself? Because you already are an infinite being. And all along, all you have to do is just be yourself and be happy with that. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of why you came here, the history that you had through many lifetimes. You have the strength within you to shine your light. And I see that you are starting to do that. Your physical body in this place is starting to crack, and you are revealing yourself to me. But you also have to be at peace with who you are to truly see what you are. You have to be okay with who you are. You have to love who you are before you can see who you truly are and what your true purpose is. It seems so simple, but it is one of the most difficult things to do as a human being. I'm just watching you as you grow. How do you describe what you've become? What I see as your energy. I see you as a lion roaring, but then you can become a man, standing tall and proud. When you stand tall and proud and you allow the lion to grow within you, you will finally start to do what your true purpose is, and you will continue to grow and finally be free to roam that place within your heart. Thank you, Ben, for that journey. I don't know very often I come across beings as old as that. It is a rare occasion that it happens, and when it does, there is a celebration in the world and in heaven. I'm thankful that you gave me the opportunity to do that. I thank heaven for giving me the opportunity. I thank God to give me the opportunity to do that. Thank you very much, Ben, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.